There's another nice river smallie, little winter action.
That's Rich Lindgren, a Lakeville resident, regional bass tournament angler, and prolific bass fishing blogger. On December 1st, 2009, Rich recorded an episode of All About Bass, a how-to web video series featured on his blog and at emandson.com. Rich was joined on this day by Josh Douglas, another regional tournament angler and a fishing guide. Rich and Josh are not among the Minnesota anglers you'll find sitting in an ice house all winter. For these guys, if it ain't open water fishing, it ain't fishing.
We don't believe in ice fishing on All About Bass. Air temps are in the low to mid-teens. It's really cold. As you can see, we're dressed for the gear. What do you expect we'll do today, Josh?
I don't know. It's one of the first cold, real cold days of the winter. You know, being early December. The water temp's definitely still warmer than the air is. So I think we'll catch them. I don't know. I think we'll get them, but I don't know exactly how good it's going to be. It might be a little bit tough. We might really have to finesse to get bit today.
I expect we'll catch them, but I'm guessing we have to work for our bites today. So let's get started.
Let's do it. It's our first winter river smallmouth right here. Caught out of tube.
What?
Just a simple little green pumpkin tube, a little exposed head.
You know, before we go any further, we better take care of the safety precautions.
It's really important to dress properly, and some of the things that I do is dress and layer. Definitely have some moisture wicking underlayer, some kind of athletic wear to help keep your body temperature. Dress and layers. It's good to have some gloves, a good hat, waterproof footwear. You know, dress and layers, stuff that's going to repel water. You never know when you're going to slip or get wet or get splashed. You want to be able to stay comfortable, stay warm, so you can stay out and fish. So you can fish and just catch as many fish as you can.
Okay, now back to the fishing.
So what I'm doing, flipping out my tube, generally trying to make casts fairly long to get out towards the first little drop. Most of the fish are sitting either on that drop or just up on the ledge. A lot of times when they get active, that's where they stage and position the fish. Try not to move the bait too much, let the current kind of bounce it along. Just kind of lifting every now and then to make sure that it's not hung up on a rock and just popping it free. A lot of times the bites will occur when it's kind of bouncing along on kind of a semi-slack line, or when you pop it free, one will often pick it up. And then usually a nice, good sweep set to get that exposed hook set, and then let your drag and your rod tip do the work.
It's a good game plan, but the only one doing the work, for the first half hour anyway, is Josh.
Got one, buddy? Really good smallie. Kind of working the current down, letting the bait hit off the rocks. Even though it's wintry out here, they're still biting.
Water temp is slightly above freezing. Air temp is in the mid-teens, I think the 16, 17 degrees. So what we're doing is we're looking for little shelves off the river where we got deep water and current where the fish can get up on the shelf and feed. And, Josh is illustrating how to catch another smallie right now.
Green is the color.
So Josh has caught 3 on a green pumpkin tube. I started with a small shad tube. I have now called an audible and I'm throwing a green tube.
Good audible.
Bumping my tube along the bottom. One picked up and actually slammed it pretty good. Another nice little smallie. You can see using that green pumpkin tube. I started with a kind of a shad tube. That wasn't really getting any bites. Josh got a couple nice bites, so flip over to the green tube and got a nice smallie right away. So let's see if we can't get some more. I think it attacked me. That one is probably one of the most aggressive hits I've ever had. It was like,
That aggressive hit seems to be an exception,
nailed it.
as bites today are mostly light. Probably a result of the recent temperature drop.
A lot of times you just keep a light hand on your rod, lift back, and you'll feel them literally kind of like rubber bands stretching, pulling at it, or you'll just feel that little tap in your line.
Help him go.
At times if you get behind a nice eddy and the current's not so strong, you can literally watch your line either hop or start running to the side. on the bottom, feeling, just kind of finesse it along all those rocks. You're hitting rocks, hitting snags, and you're just kind of keeping a very light tip, and you'll just feel that little tap, and that's when you got fish.
Several hours pass with both Rich and Josh landing several more fish, including a rogue walleye and a giant snagged carp. Previous trips in more favorable conditions have yielded the kind of action you write home about. But not today. Well, that's fishing. The temperature drops several degrees, a wind comes in from the north, and the daylight begins to fade. Rich and Josh decide to call it a day.
We fished for about, 5 hours today. We did okay, probably caught, 12, 15, 16 fish between the two of us. No real giants, probably some close to 3 pounds. A lot of nice 2-pound fish. I think all our fish came on soft plastics today, mostly tubes.
Bite was exactly what we thought.
Yep.
Tougher bite. The weather, you can really tell it's getting to the fish. They may have been getting beat up pretty good in this area for the last couple weeks, being that we had a really warm fall. So, but we still managed to catch them. Just had to slow down to get our bites.
Had to fight through a little bit of ice in the guides, a little bit of ice on the reel and the line, but overall it wasn't too bad. Good day of fishing. Wasn't the greatest, but we still caught them pretty good.
I can't think of anything better to do in the start of December in Minnesota, can you?
No football today. Might as well go fishing.
Might as well. Well, at least we got a lot of blooper stuff for the holiday special, right?
The audience at home helped me find a sign that says this is Josh's spot.
Nothing really.
That's
to
good.
say.
That's good television.
Oh no, that's horrible. What was I supposed to say?
I don't know. I thought you were going to
You
think of
kind of
something.
covered it. You covered absolutely everything. What are we doing, Greg?
This is how you roll. You fish and eat turkey legs.
Got to refuel for the home stretch.
Cut!
That's between me and the fish.
Who the hell's Josh?
All that carp slime froze onto my gloves now. It's not the best situation I've ever had.
You'll notice this is still much more fun than catching a 3-inch sunfish through a hole through 6 feet of ice. Even if they're not big, they're a lot more fun.